right, fight fans, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. All right, like I said, welcome back to the channel. Unless you've been living under a rock, the biggest fight in boxing today takes place on September the 13th, this Saturday. We'll saw Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. This Bud Crawford moving up 3 weight classes to face the current 168-pound King Canelo is drawing much controversy on who will actually win the fight. So what I want to do is give a non-biased breakdown. Everybody's picking sides on ethnicity, nationality. I wanted to give a non-biased approach based on the tape, what each fighter brings into the ring, strengths, weaknesses, and what we can look forward on the night of the fight. So here we go. The stylistic matchup of this fight it's a classic clash. Canelo, a master counterpuncher with exceptional ring generalship at 168. He pretty much has never been hurt, and he boasts a deep experience and success level fighting larger opponents. He's also known for his body shots and tactical precision. So this makes Canelo, this gives him a good advantage based on the fact he's coming up as he's actually staying at his weight as the heavier man. Terence Crawford, undefeated fighter from Omaha, Nebraska, boasting a record of 41-0 with a higher knockout ratio, 76%, and superior reach. He is brilliant at switching stances, executing combinations, and reading opponents. Now, he faces the challenge of moving up 2 divisions and adapting to the physicality of the 168 pounds, which is the most talked about topic of this fight. So let's get into what the experts are saying. The pro-Canelo arguments of Eddie Hearn and many insiders argue that Canelo's natural size and strength at 168 create a decisive edge over Crawford's smaller frame. Many note that Crawford must keep his distance and rely on his mobility. If he doesn't, then Canelo's power could dominate the fight in the trenches, right? Alright, so Teddy Atlas believes that Crawford has something extra, intangibles like desire, mind, and spirit. Teddy Atlas in detail said Canelo is good, but Crawford is special, and I ain't going against Crawford. You have Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, both lean towards Crawford's technical mastery and adaptability, believing skill and movement can neutralize Canelo's power. Even Floyd Mayweather emphasizes boxing skill over power, and believing that Crawford's IQ could outspace Canelo's physical advantage. Now here we are a week from the fight, and for Canelo, I could say closing the distance effectively, cutting off Crawford's movement, and landing body shots early would make a difference if he was able to, making it a physical fight where he thrives. Sustaining pressure into the mid and late rounds just to test Crawford's conditioning. Now, Crawford, using his reach and footwork, could keep Canelo settling from a distance into his rhythm, staying light and mobile, switching stances just to disrupt Canelo's timing. Now, avoiding exchanges in close corners where Canelo's strength shines might be a good idea for Crawford. Now, my prediction in context, this fight represents a true 50-50 proposition, and most analysts arm both sides with compelling reasons. Now, Canelo holds the physical and what you might call experience at 168, so that would be his advantage. Crawford counters with superior technique and versatility and ring IQ. In essence, if Crawford can maintain distance and avoid being drawn into Canelo's domain, he stands a solid chance here. Now, if Canelo makes it physical, it could tilt it in his favor. But as a final thought, at its core, this fight transcends mere styles. It's a test of era, adaptability, legacy, and will. Now, be honest, neither fighter is a clear favorite, and each has his strengths that counterbalance the other's best qualities. But we will have to wait to September the 13th to actually see what happens. So my official prediction based on the fight, on the style and the makeup of the fighter, Canelo is a very big fighter. He hits hard, but he runs out of gas. Terence Crawford is a fighter who gets stronger as the fight persists. My non-biased prediction for the fight is Terence Crawford by decision. However, I can see Terence Crawford stopping Canelo or at least hurting him to a definitive decision. I could see Terence Crawford putting Canelo in positions to where he would have to be more mobile, offsetting his punching ability, and I could see Terence Crawford going to the body. The biggest thing for Terence Crawford, he would need to avoid those big blows to the body because Canelo is a puncher, but he does burn out of gas in a later round. As reference, Canelo recently, or a few years ago, defeated Jaime Munguia. He's a Golden Boy fighter from Oscar De La Hoya's promotion, and he did drop Munguia in the early stages, but if you look at the fight, Canelo was taking massive shots later on in the fight. He has a great chin, but he does run out of steam in the later rounds. 50-50 fight, but based on skill set and capability, I would have to lean more towards Crawford. Many say a stoppage is improbable for Crawford. However, I do see ways that Terence Crawford could possibly stop Canelo. If you pay attention to the Canelo versus Cotto fight, which is a fight that Canelo won, he was rocked early into the fight with a shot that he didn't see coming, which is something that Terence Bud Crawford specializes in. Yeah, I think Bud gets the decision, but I also can see Bud with a stoppage. I could see Canelo getting a decision as well, and I could see Canelo with a stoppage. But as far as my prediction, I'm going Bud. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you put your predictions down below, and I'll see you guys at the fight. Once again, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.